What's going on? I really want to talk about how creatives can survive the pandemic, COVID-19. It came out of nowhere and basically, stopped the entire economy, but especially for creatives. A lot of my gigs have been stopped or sort of postponed or pushed back. How do artists, musicians, graphic designers, dancers, comedians, how do we survive during these times? I have 3 different areas where I think a lot of artists can really focus on that I have been focusing on because I'm a full-time artist. I don't have any other job, so I really have to make sure I can sort of figure out how to get through this. The first area is all about relationships. I rarely have someone Google my name or Google Denver artist and sort of find me, call me and say, I want to hire you. 99.9999% have always been through relationships. So building relationships is really important. During these times, you want to lean on those relationships for opportunities. I have a ton of opportunities that I get from friends of friends, previous clients, or through the city or, an organization that I have a relationship with. But it's really important to sort of build those relationships before sort of these times because you don't want to just show up out of nowhere. So building those relationships before you even get to a situation like this is super important. The second area I think a lot of artists need to think about is grants. And grants are really important because those funds are sort of given out through organizations. So there's a lot of grants out there that are sort of giving out funds, especially relief funds for artists and creatives of all kinds. And you just really have to figure out whether you're eligible. So there's funds for photographers, dancers, singers, musicians, pianists, painters, sculptors. There's all sorts of different grants that are out there that can really help out. I'll put a link below to a webpage that has a ton of grants that can really sort of help you out during these times. Sometimes all about just getting on Google and typing in, the place that you're from and grants, or the place that you're from and adding the word artist and grant. So just use Google because Google is your best friend. The third area that I really think about whenever I'm in sort of hard times like this is all about just adapting my platform or adapting my medium or adapting my style to meet the current climate. Because the current climate has changed over the course of 3 months, a lot of the work that I have to do really has to change. I can't really rely on a big crowd. We can't have big crowds. You have to figure out how to sort of adapt the places you do your works. Recently, a lot of plywood artwork on storefronts that are boarded up have been popping up around town. That is a great opportunity. It sucks that a lot of these stores that have to be boarded up because they're either temporarily closed or they're permanently closed, but it leaves a lot of opportunity that wouldn't sort of have been there before. Impromptu performances in front of apartment buildings. I saw a couple in Italy or France, and people are stuck in their apartment buildings. So people basically perform in front of the apartment complex where people just look out the window on their balcony and just enjoy the show. But that wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for these times. But those artists are meeting these current times, which is what you have to do. Myself, I'm getting more into digital art and projection. So projecting my art onto walls and spaces where people don't have to be in a tightly knit area. So I can project it on the side of a large building. So that's what I'm doing. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be difficult, but those difficult and challenging times will really get you to level up and think differently because things need sometimes to be sort of shaken up a bit. And when you're able to sort of overcome this obstacle, the next time this happens is going to be like cake work. Well, not cake work, but it's going to be a lot easier for you to figure out how to get over that hump. Those are 3 areas that I think you really need to think about as a creative to survive this current COVID-19 pandemic and sort of figure out how to get over the hump and survive in the future. Because I know a lot of the creative community, if they're not full-time, they have a part-time sort of service gig, and those service gigs are really being hammered right now. So really focus on those areas, and I can guarantee you'll start to see somewhat of a change in terms of just being able to survive on your sort of creative prowess. So that's basically what I wanted to talk about. If you like this video, basically like, heart it, subscribe to the channel. If you're on Instagram, you can definitely share it. I have no problems with that, so share as much as you like to people in your community. And I will see you next video. Peace.